So again, even though the sensor's below the television, it's actually shooting IR into the room and controlling this. If there was a set-top box or an amplifier, even if it was back underneath this counter, you would still be able to control it. Even if the amplifier was over here, it would still be able to control it.
I have mine on the side behind smoked glass and it still hits it.
Yeah, it works amazingly well. So the way we do Xbox On, we know that people today are a lot more environmentally conscious, a lot more power conscious, and so they don't want to leave the box on all the time. And so we actually have multiple power states in Xbox One, and one of them is what we call connected standby. It's about a 2 or 3 watt state that the box will put itself in, and it allows it to do 3 things. The first is instantly resume. It suspends the state and instantly can resume back much faster than doing a full turn power on and power off cycle. The second thing, it's got enough power and Kinect to be listening for one command, which is Xbox On. The third thing is essentially wake on LAN. So the idea is if you have an Ethernet cable and there's a service update, it can actually wake up the box, take the update, and then put itself back to sleep. So the idea, of course, being, as any of us in the US, I use a lot of Netflix. Netflix gets updated a lot. I'm sure people are used to putting the disc in. I have to take the title update, reboot the box before I can play. On this system, it's always going to be up to date. The idea is when you're not using it, when you're not interacting with it, in the middle of the night, it'll just go up to the service, take the new updates, download them. And so for games, for apps, or for the system, it will always be up to date. So right now I want to show you guys, I'm going to do a little bit of this to show you I'm not controlling it with the controller. Xbox, go to Marble Maze. So these are just some tech demos that the team has put together. I'm sure you guys are all familiar with the kids game with the marbles in the box that you rotate around. So even though these aren't exactly like, the highest definition next-gen graphics, to the system, it still treats it the same as a AAA game. Right? And so there's a couple of things I want you guys to notice. The first is, I want you to notice the frame rate counter. And that's important just because of some of the other demos we're going to do. Oh. Camera crash. Oh, whew. Real software. Okay. So we're running at 60 frames a second. So imagine, if you will, you were playing some exciting next generation game, and I'm sure all of us have played a sports game or a multiplayer game. You just did something amazing, an amazing goal, an amazing kill, and you wish you could brag to your friends about it, but the moment is gone. I mean, it's past history. On Xbox One, we're always buffering the last 30 seconds of gameplay, and basically, at any point, if something exciting happens, Xbox, record that. Xbox, record that. So essentially what's happening now is it's going to take the last 30 seconds of gameplay, and notice that I haven't changed the frame rate at all. It isn't affecting the game, but it's actually rendering an HD video in the background, 720p, 30 frames a second. And in a second, I should see a toast notification when it's done, and I can play the video. Boom. Okay. So pay attention to where I am in the game right here. The game clip's recorded. I'm gonna accept that notification. Notice I didn't go back to the dash. I didn't end the game, but I'm gonna be able to instantly switch over to the upload studio and watch that video. In this build, it takes a second for the video to load, but here you'll see 720p 30.